Hi, welcome to another Solid 60 with Selena, the Solid Planner. It's just me, but I'm gonna keep saying it. We are still talking about rules and routines, and today might be a hard pill for some of you to swallow, but hey, listen, it has to be said. Broken rules should not mean broken relationships. So what that means is when you are creating your rules and routines and procedures, when you're delivering this information to students, and when students are learning, because they will break the rules, they will forget the procedure, when they're learning you and your classroom and your systems, that you're also creating the culture and community of we can mend, we can forgive, we can heal, we can create a new slate. All right. And so just remember that broken rules is a part of the process. Like if you ain't never get a speeding ticket in your life, then kudos to you. But I got pulled over quite a few times. That meant that I broke the rules, but I need to be able to make sure that, I forgave myself when I had to go to court. I had to learn after, and it took a few tickets for me to learn and to grow. And now I don't get pulled over. I didn't say I didn't speed. I just said I don't get pulled over. Anyway, 3 tips, okay, for like really developing this culture and planning for it. When it is broken, 1, address and focus on the action and not the person, okay? So less about the student and more about, listen, that's the student and that's about it. They know you're talking to them. But when you threw the bottle, it's really important that you understand, look, it could hit somebody, right? But what do we have to do? Instead of throwing the bottle, just pick it up. So the focus is on the throwing of the bottle and not like, you always throw the bottle. You shouldn't have that. You should have that. You should have. Like you already talking to the student. Stop focusing on them and focus on their actions. 2, make sure you provide a space and opportunity to mend. So as a teacher, there have been plenty times, we'll have some story times on the lives where I didn't want to mend. And if you don't in your heart mend, that's your personal business. But then you fake it. Be like, oh, I thank you for that apology that, let's clean slate, and blah, blah, blah. Fake it. And sometimes you can fake it till you make it. Some of my most misbehaved students became some of my favorite students at the end. So, but if I didn't create the opportunity for mending each time they did something, we would have never gotten to that point. And 3, allow students to return with a blank slate as much as possible. I'm not talking about the extreme behaviors. I'm not, because let me tell you, if certain things happen, your admin need to go ahead and find a different classroom for that student, right? But as much as possible, and especially when appropriate, and 98% of the time, it is appropriate where they come back, they apologize, they serve their consequence. You can't hold it over their head. You cannot do that. So going back to the speeding ticket, if every single time I got in the car, a cop pulled me over just to say, you remember that one time I pulled you over? Like, really? Really though, I wasn't even speeding yet. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that's it for today's Silence.